name is Troy Firth. I grew up here interested in outdoor activities. Fishing, hunting, tapping trees. We started making maple syrup, and I've done that now for over 50 years. It's all organic certified. Because of an interest in the woodlands, my deceased wife, Lynn, and I had accumulated several thousand acres of land, and we had to do something with it. And we decided that we would form the Foundation for Sustainable Forest in order that that land could remain protected. So the foundation was founded in 2004. And because of that founding vision and the efforts of many, many people, it's looking very successful at the present time.
I'm Annie Maloney. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation for Sustainable Forests. We conserve forested land all around northwestern Pennsylvania, a little bit into western New York. And we also take on the responsibility to steward those properties using the sustainable forestry practices that Troy has practiced throughout his own career and has now imparted onto the foundation.
I am Jody Lasco. I work for the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service. Working with Troy and the Foundation for Sustainable Forests has been inspirational to me because it has really enhanced my knowledge to promote sustainable forestry in the same way that we promote regenerative agriculture on other kinds of agricultural systems.
It just seemed to me that most of the logging that was being done simply was not being done well at all. And I had a friend who kind of encouraged me to start logging with horses. The horse logging does far, far less damage especially to the soils.
There's actually an aroma that indicates healthy soil, and what better way to store carbon than to keep healthy forests here?
I don't know anybody like Troy who has been not just a scholar of Aldo Leopold, but also walking the talk in the woods. The famous Aldo Leopold quote, "A thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. It is wrong when it tends otherwise." And at the end of the day, if we are sort of gut checking our management, we better be applying that quote to it to see if it still holds.
In medicine, we would call it the Hippocratic Oath of do no harm. In forestry and environmental management, Aldo Leopold's quote is essentially a quote to live by. So we're taking out what we have deemed the worst trees, which maybe we should call it the weakest trees first, but we've simply called it worst first. We identify a tree not on its economic value today, but on essentially its life potential.
This kind of ecological forestry, the idea of higher frequency but lower intensity harvest, pairs well with horses. So really the critical piece to begin with is the selection of trees to harvest, and then the really skilled directional felling of the trees.
Too oftentimes we as a species are degrading that forest by taking out the better trees first and weakening the overall genetic potential of that forest land.
Troy, in addition to selecting sort of the weakest trees for harvest, is also intentionally opening up small gaps in the closed canopy, and the sunlight from those openings not only helps species that are shade intolerant, such as cherry, to grow, but that side light allows all kinds of layers of understory growth, and lots of wildlife thrive.
A lot of landowners do want to have a property that they could leave for the future generations. So managing these woodlots sustainably is actually a benefit to them, and a lot of them are really excited to hear what the options are that NRCS potentially has. Financial assistance programs.
We have to ask and look for advice from people who do not have a definite economic interest that they're willing to promote. Entities like NRCS can give a more balanced answer to a lot of questions. We need sustainable timber products companies, sustainable practices, and landowners that want to do these sustainable things.
If you're interested in learning more about the foundation, by all means, visit our website. But also, live by Troy's way. Take a walk in your own woods, observe, listen, look, and just ask yourself some questions about the condition of that woods and the role that you could play in making that a healthy future.
We're not going to convince everybody that they should harvest their properties well, but there is a substantial group out there who are interested in good forestry practices. So I am very optimistic about the future.